Good morning, students. Say your prayer. Thank you. நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் மருந்துமுறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் மருந்துமுறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தந்தையாகவும் மருந்துமுறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். Okay, students, take your social science book. Yeah, good. Take page number 126. So today we will discuss about the later Pandyas. Yeah. So in last class we discussed about the later Cholas. Yeah. So Cholas. So initially they concentrated. So their main region was the Kaveri Delta. If you take the Pandyas, their main region. So they ruled from the southern part of Tamil Nadu. That is from Vaigai Tamarabani river basin. Okay. So the Pandyas occupied the Vaigai and Tamarabani river basin. Yeah. So from that, so they captured the whole of South India. So almost Tamil Nadu was ruled by the latter Pandyas after the decline of the Chola Empire. Okay, so Chola, so after defeating the Kalapras and other rulers, Pallavas, they established their rule strongly from 9th century to 13th century. Then after that, so the Pandyas became the preeminent position in Tamil Nadu. So how they ruled Tamil Nadu? So what was the nature of the society? So the trade, then administration, we will discuss in this video. In our last class, we discussed about the revival of the Chola rule. So the later Cholas, so how the Chola became powerful again. So in the ancient period, so Karikala Cholan, so one of the famous Chola ruler, so we have discussed about him. Then after that, in the 9th century, so the Chola dynasty became a powerful one. So some of the famous Chola rulers during that time was Vijayalaya. So he was the person so who established the later Chola dynasty. Then another important rulers were so Rajaraja Chola I and Rajendra Chola I. Then we discussed about how the Chola empire was declined. Then we discussed about the administration, then the local governance, and also Uttarameru inscription. So Uttarameru inscription, it tells about the election process. So how the members were elected to the ward committees. So the administration process, for the administration process there were various committees. So the committee members were elected through direct election. So that is mentioned in Uttarameru inscription. Then we discussed about the revenue. So the main source of income was the land tax. Then the social structure, so different type of land so given to the higher officials, especially to the Brahmins and also religious institutions. And apart from that, so there are Velalars, so who have Velan Vagai land. Then we discussed about irrigation. So the Cholas gave importance to irrigation. Then the religion. So mostly the Cholas were, the later Cholas were ardent Saivites. So they worshipped Lord Shiva. So there were several Nayanmars, especially the Nambi under Nambi, so who codified the works of Nayanmars. Nambi under Nambi codified the works of Nayanmars, so which came to be known as Tirumurai. Then we discussed about the temples. So if you tell any one Chola king name means, then mostly we related him with the temples only. So say for example Rajaraja I. So suddenly we remember the big temple. Then Rajendra I. So we remember Gangaikonda Cholapuram. So likewise they gave importance to temple. Then the Cholas pattern of learning, so they gave importance to education also. Then we discussed about the trade. So the Chola empire, so it was extended up to Eastern Asian countries, especially they captured Java, Sumatra island, and also Sri Lanka. So we discussed that the Tamil people have, that is the Chola traders have trade contact with these countries. So we have discussed these things in our previous class. Today's class we discuss about the later Pandyas. So how the later Pandyas ruled Tamil Nadu and some of the important kings of later Pandyas. Introduction. Pandyas were one of the three ancient Tamil dynasties that ruled southern India since the 4th century. So Pandyas were one of the three ancient Tamil dynasty, that is Chera, Chola and Pandya. So they ruled southern India since the 4th century, but intermittently. Intermittently means so stopping for a short time and then starting again several times. So they ruled only for a short time. So Korkai a place associated with pearl diving and fisheries, is believed to have been their early capital and port. So initially it was considered Korkai was their capital and port. So they later moved to Madurai, so which is in the banks of river Vaigai. So they moved to Madurai later, as many early Tamil inscriptions of Pandyas have been unearthed in Madurai and its surroundings. So initially the capital city of Pandyas during ancient time was Korkai. So both the capital city and as a port. Later they moved to Madurai. Because we found many inscriptions of Pandyas around Madurai only. Under the Pandya kings of the Sangam age, Madurai was a great center of culture. So under the Pandya kings of the Sangam age, Madurai was a great center of culture. Poets and writers of Tamil language gathered there and contributed to the development of Tamil classic. So poets and writers of Tamil language gathered there and contributed to the development of Tamil classics. Okay, so Pandyas, so they were credited with the development of Tamil language. So you heard the word Sangam in Tamil subject. Sangam literature. So it was the contribution of the Pandya dynasty only. So the Pandyas only supported the Tamil scholars. So the Pandyas had re-established their strong position in South Tamil Nadu by the end of 6th century. So the Pandyas re-established their strong position in the South Tamil Nadu by the end of 6th century after eliminating the role of Kalabras. So Kalabras, so they occupied Tamil Nadu after the Sangam age. So we don't now have much information about the Kalabras. So the Pandyas re-established their strong position in South Tamil Nadu by the end of 6th century after defeating the rule of Kalabras. But they could not resist the rising power of the later Cholas, who ruled South India from 9th to 13th century. So even though they defeated the Kalabras, so they could not extend their superiority because of the rise of the later Cholas, so who ruled South India from 9th to 13th century. So thereafter, taking the advantage of the decline of Chola power, the later Pandyas re-established their authority. So after the decline of Chola empire in the 13th century, that is, so in the year 1279, the last Chola ruler. So who was the last Chola ruler? Rajendra Chola III. So he was defeated by the Pandya king. Can you remember him? Maravarman Kulasekara Pandyan. So after that, the Pandya dynasty established strongly in South India. So their rule continued until 16th century. So they ruled, the Pandyas rule in South India, that is in Tamil Nadu, continued until 16th century. Revival of the Pandya kingdom from 600 to 920 AD. So revival means, so becoming strong again. So Kadungon, a Pandya king, recovered Pandya territory from the Kalabras toward the close of 6th century. So we saw that the Pandyas eliminated the Kalabras in the 6th century. So who defeated the Kalabras? Kadungon. So he recovered Pandya territory from the Kalabras toward the close of 6th century. So he was succeeded by two others. So Kadungon was succeeded by two others. So Adikesari Maravarman was the first strong Pandya ruler who ascended the throne in AD 642. So Kadungon was succeeded by two others. So the most important person was Adikesari Maravarman, the strong Pandya ruler. So ascended the throne, came to power in the year 642 AD. He was a contemporary of Mahendravarman I and Narasimhavarman I. So contemporary means, so the same day. So he lived during the time of the Pallava kings, Mahendravarman I and Narasimhavarman I. Inscriptions and copper plate praise his victory over his counterparts, that is Chera, Chola, Pallava and Sinhalese. So Sinhalese means, so the people of Sri Lanka. So Adikesari Maravarman defeated the Cheras, Cholas, Pallavas and Sinhalese. It was mentioned in the inscriptions and copper plates. So these things praised about his victory. So Adikesari Maravarman is identified with the Koon Pandyan, the persecutor of Jains. So he was identified with the king called as Koon Pandyan. So Koon Pandyan, so he killed the Jains. So Adikesari Maravarman, initially he was a follower of the Jainism, but the Saivite saint Thirugnana Sambandar so converted Adikesari from Jainism to Saivism. So initially Koon Pandyan or Adikesari Maravarman was a follower of Jainism, but the Saivite saint Thirignana Sambandar converted Arikesari from Jainism to Saivism. On his conversion, Arikesari is alleged to have impelled. So impelled means to push a sharp object through somebody. To push a sharp object through somebody. Around 8,000 Jains on stakes. So it was told that Arikesari had killed nearly 8,000 Jains. So on a stake. That is, stake means so to make something, a wooden or metal pole with a point at one end that you push into the ground. So stakes, so like a stick. So he killed 8,000 Jains with the help of a sharp stick. Though the number is exaggerated one. So exaggerated means so to make something large. So the anti-Jain attitude of Arikesari after his conversion to Saivism cannot be doubted. So initially he was the follower of Jainism, but the Saiva saint Thirignana Sambandar converted Arikesari from Jainism to Saivism. After that he began to hate the Jainism and he killed a large number of Jain people. Okay, wow. So it was not a good one. So according to various people, it was not a good one because they praised Arikesari Maravarman for his conversion to Saivism, but at the same time they criticized his anti-religious policy against the Jainist people. After Arikesari, the greatest of the dynasty was the Jadila Parandaga Nedunjadayan. So Jadila Parandaga Nedunjadayan, also called as Varaganavan, so who was considered the donor of Velvikudi plates. Nedunjadayan expanded the Pandya territory to include Tanjavur, Tiruchirappalli, Salem and Coimbatore district. So Nedunjadayan expanded the Pandya territory and included and captured the places like Tanjavur, Tiruchirappalli, Salem and Coimbatore district. Nedunjadayan's successors Srimara Srivallabha and Varagana II were successfully defeated by the Pallavas. So Nedunjadayan was a powerful ruler. He captured Tanjavur, Tiruchi, Salem, Coimbatore district. But his successors Srimara Srivallabha and Varagana II, they were successfully defeated by the Pallavas, so they were not powerful. So later they could not face the rising of the Chola dynasty under Parandaga I. So the Pandya rulers could not face the rising Chola dynasty under Parandaga I. So Parandaga I defeated the Pandya king Rajasimha II, who fled the country in 920. So Parandaga I, so the famous Chola king, defeated the Pandya king Rajasimha II. Rajasimha II, after getting defeat, he fled away from the country in 920. Thus ended the Pandya rule revived by the Kadungan. So Kadungan recovered the Pandya territory from the Kalavaras in 6th century. So after him, the most famous rulers were Arikesari Maravarman, then Jadila Parandaga Nedunjadayan, that is Varagana I. So after that, there is no famous rulers. They were weak. Finally, Parandaga I defeated the Pandya king Rajasimha II and put an end to the Pandya rule, which was revived by the Kadungan. The rise of the later Pandyas. So the later Pandyas ruled from 1190 AD to 1310 AD. So the Chola viceroyalty, that is the Chola's position, became weak in Pandya country after the death of Adi Rajendra, so the last king of Vijayalaya line. So after that, so the Chalukya Chola dynasty began to rule. The Chola dynasty became weak in Pandya country after the death of Adi Rajendra. Eventually, the Pandya kingdom could emerge as the only leading Tamil dynasty in the 13th century. So after that, the Pandya kingdom emerged as the only leading Tamil dynasty in the 13th century. Madurai continued to be their capital. So now Kayal was their great port. So now Kayal became their great port. So initially Korkai, so which was their both capital city and port. Now Kayal became their great port. Marco Polo, so can you remember him? Yeah, we have discussed it in the first lesson. Yeah, he was a traveler from Venice, visited Kayal twice. So now Kayal was their great port. Marco Polo, a famous traveler from Venice, visited Kayal twice. That is in the year 1288 and 1293. He tells us that this port town was full of ships from Arabia and China. So Marco Polo tells us that this port, that is Kayal port town, was full of ships from Arabia and China and bustling with business activities. So bustling means so they are busy. So this port town was very busy. So it was full of ships came from Arabia and China. That is, from this we know that the Kayal port have, that is the Pandya kingdom have trade contact with both eastern and western countries. So they have trade contact with Arabian and also with the Chinese. Okay, so they are busy with, the port was busy with business activities. So Marco Polo hailed Pandyan kingdom as the richest and the most splendid province in the world. Marco Polo, a traveler from Venice, so praised that the Pandya kingdom was the richest and the most splendid province in the world. Together with Ceylon, he added it produced most of the gems and pearls that are found in the world. So together with Ceylon, Pandya kingdom had produced most of the gems and pearls that are found in the world. In his travel account, he recorded the incidents of Sati and the polygamy practiced by the king. So in his travel account, he recorded about the incident of Sati. So Sati means, during the time, if the husband died means, the wife was forced to pulled or forced in the funeral pyre. So he was also, she was also killed. So polygamy, so marrying more than one person, that is polygamy. So this was common among the kings. So this was seen in Marco Polo traveling record. The Sadayavarman Sundarapandiyan. The illustrious, that is the famous and successful ruler of the second Pandya kingdom was Sadayavarman Sundarapandiyan or Jadavarman Sundarapandiyan. He brought the entire Tamil Nadu under his rule, which extended up to Nellore in Andhra. So the most successful and famous ruler of the second Pandya kingdom was Sadayavarman Sundarapandiyan. So he ruled from 1251 to 1268 AD, so nearly 17 years. He brought the entire Tamil Nadu under his rule, which extended up to Nellore in Andhra. He held the Hoysalas in check. So he had prevented that is he defeated the Hoysalas. The Chera ruler, the chief of Malanadu, accepted his feudatory position and paid tribute to Sundarapandiyan. So the Chera ruler, that is the ruler of almost we can say has Kerala. So the Chera dynasty ruled the Kerala region. So the chief of Malanadu accepted his superiority and paid tribute to Sundarapandiyan. So emboldened. So this gave the courage by the decline of the Chola state. The Boja king of the Malwa region, Veera Someswara, challenged Sundarapandiyan. So during that time, the Chola dynasty became weak. So by seeing this, the Boja king from the Malwa region, so Malwa, it is located at most in the center of India, so that is in Madhya Pradesh. So the Boja king, Veera Someswara, challenged Sundarapandiyan. So he thought the Chola dynasty became weak. Then there is no powerful ruler in South India. So he challenged Sundarapandiyan. In a war at Kannanur, Sundarapandiyan defeated Someswara. So in a war at Kannanur, Sundarapandiyan defeated the Boja king Someswara. Then Sundarapandiyan succeeded in establishing his authority over the chieftains of Kadalur, Kanjipuram in North Tamil Nadu, Arcot and Salem in the western region. So Sundarapandiyan, after defeating Someswara, so strongly established his superiority over Kadalur and Kanjipuram in North Tamil Nadu, Arcot and Salem in western Tamil Nadu. There were 2 or 3 co-regents. So co-regent means joint ruler. So who ruled simultaneously along with Sundarapandiyan. So there were 2 joint rulers who ruled along with the Sundarapandiyan, that is Vikramapandiyan and Veerapandiyan. After Sundarapandiyan, Maravarman Kulasegaran ruled successfully for a period of 40 years. So after Sundarapandiyan, Maravarman Kulasegaran ruled successfully for a period of 40 years, giving the country peace and prosperity. So during his time, so Pandya kingdom was full of peace. So there is no much battle. And it was rich, so prosperity. He had 2 sons, Veerapandiyan and Sundarapandiyan. The king's appointment of Veerapandiyan as a co-regent, as a joint ruler, provoked the other son Sundarapandiyan, who killed his father Maravarman Kulasegaran. So Maravarman Kulasegaran had 2 sons, Veerapandiyan and Sundarapandiyan. Maravarman Kulasegaran appointed Veerapandiyan as his co-ruler, but it was not liked by his other son Sundarapandiyan. So Sundarapandiyan killed his father Maravarman Kulasegaran. After that, there was a civil war. So in the civil war that ensued, that is happened after Veerapandiyan won and became firmly established in his kingdom. So Veerapandiyan, so he was the co-ruler of Maravarman Kulasegaran. Maravarman Kulasegaran was killed by Sundarapandiyan. So after that, a civil war arose. In that, Veerapandiyan so won and became strongly established his kingdom. So the defeated Sundarapandiyan, so he only killed his father. So he escaped to fled Delhi and took refuge under the protection of Alauddin Khilji. So who was Alauddin Khilji? So he was the ruler of Delhi. So he belongs to the Delhi Sultanate. So we will see about him in the next lesson. The Sundarapandian, so who was defeated by Veerapandiyan, so fled to Delhi and took refuge under the protection of Alauddin Khilji. So this provided the opening for the invasion of Malik Kafur. So Malik Kafur, one was the commander of Alauddin Khilji. So after Malik Kafur invasion, the Pandyan kingdom came to be divided among a number of kings from the main ruling Pandyas family. So after Malik Kafur invasion, the Pandyan kingdom came to be divided among a number of kings from the main ruling Pandyas family. In Madurai, a Muslim state subordinate to the Delhi Sultan came to be established. So this was the first time. So the Muslim rule established in Tamil Nadu. So the Pandya kings, that is Veerapandiyan, so paved the way for the establishment of Muslim rule in Tamil Nadu. So first Muslim ruler, so who invaded South India was Alauddin Khilji. So through his commander, that is Malik Kafur, so invaded South India, especially the Pandya kingdom, and established his superiority. Polity and society. So first we discuss about the state. So till now we have discussed how the Pandyas established their kingdom in the latter period and how they were defeated. So initially in the 6th century, Kadungon established the Pandya kingdom. But at last Parandagavan defeated the last Pandya kingdom, Rajasimha II, in the year 920. Then later the Chola dynasty became powerful, but at the end of 12th century, Chola was also defeated. Then later, the Pandya became the powerful kingdom. So the most important rulers after the 12th century were Sadaivarman Sundarapandiyan, then Maravarman Kulasegaran. Then finally, Malik Kafur invaded the Pandya kingdom and defeated the ruler. So Pandya kingdom was divided among the royal families of the Pandya king. Okay, then now the state. So Pandya kings preferred Madurai as their capital. Madurai has been popularly venerated. So venerated Kodal. So Madurai has been popularly called as Kodal. So the kings are traditionally revered as Kodal Kon, Kodal Nagar Kavalan. The Pandyas derived military advantage over their neighbors by means of their horses. So the Pandyas gave importance to horses. They imported the horses through Arab, with whom they had commercial and cultural contact. So the Pandyas imported the Arab horses. So through the Arabian traders, through which they had commercial and cultural contact. The king claimed that he was the ruling according to Manu Shastra. So the Pandya king claimed that he was ruling according to Manu Shastra. So this policy, this doctrine supported the social hierarchy in the society. So the king claimed that he was ruling as per Manu Shastra. So this policy supported the social hierarchy in the society. So that means they gave importance to Brahmins. So the kings and local chiefs created Brahmin settlements, which was called as Mangalam or Chaturvedi Mangalam, with irrigation facilities. So the kings and local chiefs created Brahmin settlements, which was called as Mangalam or Chaturvedi Mangalam, with irrigation facilities. So the actual land owning groups are described as the Bhumiputrar. So the actual land owning groups were described as Bhumiputrar, who was otherwise called as the Velalar. So the actual land owning groups are described as Bhumiputrar, otherwise called as Velalar. Historically, they were local and hence they were referred as Natu Makkal. So historically, this Bhumiputrar or Velalar, so they were locals and hence they were referred as Natu Makkal. The communal assembly of this group is Chittirai Meli Periyanatar. So the communal assembly of this Velalar group is called as Chittirai Meli Periyanatar. Then royal officials. A band of, that is a group of officials executed the royal order. So royal order means king's order. So a group of officials so performs the, that is obey the royal orders. A band of officials perform the royal orders. The prime minister was Uttara Mandri. So the prime minister was the top level minister. The historical personalities like Manika Vasagar. Have you heard about Manika Vasagar? So he was the author of Tiruvasagam. Yeah, so the historical personalities like Manika Vasagar, Kulasirayar, Marangari worked as ministers. So the historical personalities like Manika Vasagar, Kulasirayar and Marangari worked as ministers. The royal secretariat was known as Eluthu Mandapam. Yeah, the royal secretariat was known as Eluthu Mandapam. The most respected officials were Maran Einan, Satan Ganapati, Yanadi Satan, Dheera Dhiran, Murthy Einan and others. The most respected officials were Maran Einan, Satan Ganapati, Yanadi Satan, Dheera Dhiran, Murthy Einan and others. The title of military commanders were Palli Velan, Parandagan Palli Velan, Maran Adithan and Tennavan Tamilvel. The military commanders, the titles were given to military commanders. So they were Palli Velan, Parandagan Palli Velan, Maran Adithan, Tennavan Tamilvel. Administrative divisions. So Pandya Nadu, as like the Chola state, consisted of many provinces. So Pandya Nadu, as like Chola state, consisted of many provinces. So the provinces were known as Valanadu, which in turn divided into many Nadu and Kuram. So Pandya Nadu so was divided into Valanadu. So Valanadu further divided into Nadu and then into Kuram. The administrative authorities of Nadu were the Natars. So the administrative authority of Nadus were called as Natars. Nadu and Kuram contained the settlements, that is Mangalam, Nagaram, Ur and Kudi. So Nadu and Kuram so contained many settlements, so called as Mangalam, Nagaram, Ur and Kudi. So which where different social groups lived. So where different kind of social groups lived. So the Pandya Nadu, as like Chola state, consisted of many provinces called as Valanadu, which in turn divided into Nadu and Kuram. The administrative authority of Nadu and Kuram were called as Natar. So Nadu and Kuram contained the settlements called as Mangalam. So can you remember that Chaturvedi Mangalam? Then Nagaram, Ur and Kudi where different social groups inhabited. Village administration. So how was the village administration took place? So in Chola dynasty, we heard about village administration from the Uttaramerur inscription. So in Pandya University, an inscription from Manur, which is in Tirunelveli district, dated AD 800 provides an account of village administration. An inscription from Manur, which is in Tirunelveli district, dated AD 800 provides an account of village administration. It looks similar to Chola's local governance that included village assemblies and committees. It looks like Chola's local government, which included village assembly and committee. Both civil and military powers seem to have been vested in the same person. So it was seen that both civil and military powers was in the hand of the same person. So only a single person, only a same person deal with both the civil and military power matters. Okay? Irrigation. So the Pandya rulers created a number of irrigation sources. On either side of the river Vaigai and Tamirabarani, channels leading to the irrigation tanks were built. So on either side of the rivers Tamirabarani and Vaigai, channels leading to, that is the canals leading to the irrigation tanks were built. In southern Tamil Nadu, like the Cholas, Pandyas introduced the new irrigation technology. In South Tamil Nadu, as like the Cholas, Pandyas introduced the new irrigation technology. Irrigation works were done by the local administrative bodies, local chiefs and officials. So irrigation works were done by the local administrative bodies, local chiefs and officials. Repairs were mostly undertaken by the local bodies. So repair work, so irrigation repair works were mostly undertaken by the local bodies. So sometimes traders also dug out tanks for irrigation. So mostly local bodies involved in the irrigation purpose. But it is sometimes, so traders also dug out tanks. So they also dig out tanks for irrigation. Religion. So what was the religion followed by the Pandyas? So if you take Cholas, they were the strong supporter of Saivism. So they worshipped Lord Shiva. So Pandyas extended patronage, that is support, to Vedic practices. So Pandyas extended their support to the Vedic practices. Belvikudi copper plate as well as inscriptional source mention the rituals like Ashwamedha Yaga, Hiranyagarbha and Vajpaya Yaga conducted by every great Pandya king. So the Pandya kings, so as per the Vedic text, they followed some yagas. So Ashwamedha Yaga, Hiranyagarbha and Vajpaya Yaga. The impartiality, that is, they treated equally. So the impartiality of rulers towards both Saivism and Vaishnavism is also made known in the invocatory portions of the inscription. So from various inscriptions, we found that the Pandya rulers equally treated both Saivism and Vaishnavism. So before that, there was controversy between the Saivism and Vaishnavism in Tamil Nadu. But the Pandya rulers treated both of them equally. So temples of both sects were patronized through land grant, tax exemption and renovation. So they repaired the temples belong to both Saivism and Vainism. So they granted land to both the sects. And also they gave tax exemption. The great Saiva and Vaishnava saints, so called as Nayanmars and Alvars. So Nayanmars, so they worship Lord Shiva. Alvars, they worship Lord Vishnu. So the great Shaiva and Vaishnava saints contributed to the growth of Tamil literature and spiritual enlightenment. So because of the Nayanmars and Alvars, so the Hinduism, that is the Saivism and Vaishnavism, so became flourished in Tamil Nadu. So they also contributed to the Tamil literature. The period was marked by intense religious conflict. So they often quarrel with each other. So the Nayanmars and Alvars, that is the followers of Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, often quarrel with each other. So the Bhakti movement of the time prompted the heterodox scholars for a debate. So prompted means so cause something to happen. So the Bhakti movement of the time prompted, that is caused something to happen. That is what was happened. So heterodox scholars for a debate. So debate means discussion. So heterodox means not confirming with accepted. So they often quarrel with each other. So many instances of the defeat of Buddhist and Jains in such debates are mentioned in Bhakti literature. So these Saivites and Vaishnavites often called with Buddhist and Jainist, and they defeated in that quarrel. So it was mentioned in the Bhakti literature. The Pandya kings of the period supported and promoted Tamil and Sanskrit. So during that time only, so the Hindu religion, that is the Saivism and Vaishnavism, so began to popular again. So during the time of ancient Tamil Nadu, so Jainism and Buddhism became a dominant religion in Tamil Nadu. But during the time of later Cholas and later Pandyas, the Saivism and Vaishnavism so became popular again. So now in Tamil Nadu, so most of the people are following the Saivism and Vaishnavism. It was started during the later Chola and later Pandya dynasty only. Temples. So medieval Pandyas and later Pandyas did not build any new temple but maintained the existing temple, enlarging them with the addition of gopuras and mandabas. So medieval Pandyas and later Pandyas, so not like Cholas built any new temple. So Cholas, so built a large number of temple. But Pandyas did not build any new temple but maintained the existing temple and enlarged them with the addition of gopuras and mandabas. The monolithic mega-size ornamented pillars. So the monolithic means single rock. So mega-sized ornamented pillars are the unique feature of the medieval Pandya style. So the monolithic mega-size ornamented pillars are the unique features of the medieval Pandya style. The sculptures of Shiva, Vishnu, Kotrave, Ganesha and Subramaniar are the best specimens in this temple. So the sculptures of Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, Lord Kotrave, Lord Ganesha and Lord Subramaniar are the best specimens, so best examples of this temple. So Pandya especially patronized the historic Meenakshi temple at Madurai and kept expanding its premises by adding gopuras and mandabas. So Pandyas gave most importance to the Meenakshi temple. So have you visited the Meenakshi temple at Madurai? No. If you get a chance means just visit it. So that temple was patronized by the Pandya kings. So they expanded it by adding gopuras and mandabas. So trade. Arab settlements on the west coast of southern India from 7th century led to the expansion of their trade connection to the east coast because the government of the east coast pursued more liberal and enlightened policy towards overseas traders. Yes, Arab settlements on the west coast of southern India from 7th century had led to the expansion of their trade connection to the east coast because the government of the east coast had a liberal and enlightened policy towards overseas traders. So their charters exempted traders from various type of port dues and tolls. So their act, that is the rulers. So they exempted traders from various type of taxes such as port duty and toll duty. In Kayal, there was an agency established by an Arab chieftain by name Malikul Islam Jamaluddin. Yes, in Kayal, there was an agency established by an Arab chieftain by the name Malikul Islam Jamaluddin. This agency facilitated availability of horses to Pandya kings. Through this agency only, the Pandya kings brought horses from the Arab. In the 13th and 14th centuries, horse trade became brisk. So in the 13th and 14th centuries, the horse trade became more important. Marco Polo and Vasov, so one of the traveler, stated that the kings invested in horse as there was a need of horse for ceremonial purposes as well as for the fighting wars. So Marco Polo and Vasov stated that the kings needed large number of horse. So they invested in buying horse because the horses were used for ceremonial purposes and also for fighting wars. Those who were trading in horses were called Kudirai Chettis. Those who were trading in horses, those who were deal with horse trade were called as Kudirai Chettis. They were active in maritime trade also. They were active in maritime. So maritime trade means so traveling through sea. The busiest port town under the Pandyas were the Kayalpattinam. So now it is in Thoothukudi district on the east coast. So gold coins were in circulation as the trade was carried through the medium of gold. So gold coin was in circulation because the trade was carried out through medium of gold. It was variously called as Kasu, Kalanju and Pon. So gold coin was called as Kasu, Kalanju and Pon. So Vasov, one of the traveler, so told about the horse trade. So the vast trade in horse of the time has been recorded by Vasov. He writes, as many as 10,000 horses were imported into Kayal and other ports of India, of which 1,400 were to be of Jamaluddin's own breed. So Jamaluddin, Malikul Islam Jamaluddin. A trade agency. So through this agency alone, 1,400 horses were imported. Then the average cost of each horse was 220 dinars of red gold. The average cost of each horse, so a single horse cost 220 dinars of red gold. Thus, the trade contact of Pandyas with the Arab traders flourished. Especially they brought a large number of horses from the Arabian traders. So they gave most important to horses, especially the Arab horses. Because the horses were used in ceremonial purposes and also in the fighting wars. So the Pandyas, they gave importance to the Arab traders. They gave importance to the overseas traders. Okay, Okay students, in today's class we have discussed about the Pandya kingdom. So first we discussed about the Pandya kingdom during the 6th century. Then after that they can't become powerful. So the rise was suppressed by the arrival of the Cholas. So the Chola rulers became dominant. But at the end of 12th century, so the Cholas were defeated and the Pandya became in the prominent position. Then we discussed about their state, then the royal officials, then administrative division, then village administration. So how was the land given to the Brahmins called as Chadurvedi Mangalam? Then the respected officials, royal officials of the Pandya kingdom were Maraneenan, Satan Ganapati, Yanadi Satan, Theeradiran, etc. Then village administration. So in which inscription so village administration was mentioned? Manur inscription. Then we discussed about irrigation. So the important rivers of Pandya kingdom were Vaigai and Tamarabarni. Then religion. So the Pandyas, so they were the supporter, patronage of the Saivism and also Vaishnavism. Yeah. So which tells about their ritual habit. So name the plate that explain about their, name the inscription source that mentions about their rituals like Ashwamedha Yaga, Vajpaya Yaga, etc. Yeah, Velvikudi copper plates. Then we discussed about the temple. So the most important temple belonged to the Pandya kingdom where? Yeah, Madurai Meenakshi Amman temple. Then trade contact. So we have discussed about the trade. Okay, ma? Okay, students. So if you have any doubt in this lesson, so please contact me. Yeah. So take your book. Yeah. Today's textbook reading. Take page number 126. Yeah. Read the heading. Rise of later Pandyas and Sadayavarman Sundara Pandyan. This is your textbook reading. Then homework. Yeah, take page number 132. So yesterday you have write first and third question. Today second question. What was called Chaturvedi Mangalam? Take page number 127. In that last paragraph, fourth line. Kings and local chieftains created Brahmin settlements called as Mangalam or Chaturvedi Mangalam with irrigation facilities. So before king, write Pandya. So Pandyan kings and local chiefs created Brahmin settlements called Mangalam or Chaturvedi Mangalam with irrigation facilities. So this is the answer for second question. Okay, students. So complete the homework. So also listen yesterday's class also. So within the two class we have completed the third lesson in history. Emergence of new kingdom in South India, later Cholas and Pandyas. In next class we will start with another lesson. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.